Sean Lewis, he's on the clock. Review's not very good. First red and black scrimmage, they just really struggled offensively. And I know we're saying, Lee, it's the first preseason scrimmage. They've only been together for a while. Well, that's not necessarily true. They've been together practicing, walkthroughs, meetings, this brand new offense. They've been together since February. And they had all of spring ball, and now they've had a couple of weeks of this. They got 2 more weeks to figure this thing out. But they did not move the ball well at all. They've had some injuries in camp. There were dropped passes. There were penalties that called big plays back. But I saw enough flash to say, yeah, the more snaps and reps that A.J. Duffy, the Florida State transfer, or Danny O'Neal, the high school recruit, are going to get, they're probably better, more productive they're going to be. The big story, I think, coming out of this first Aztec scrimmage was the third quarterback, kid from Oakland by the name of Javance Johnson. And he threw for 84 yards, and he moved the pocket and he ran some. Now, he's big. He's 6'4". All these other quarterbacks are smaller in stature. So I was impressed with that. Marquez Cooper, 1,000-yard rusher every year at Kent State, Ball State, transfer in, had 2 big runs, first possession, then they sat him down. I was impressed with that. Lucky Sutton, sophomore, led them in rushing with 79 yards, merits more playing time with Cooper at running back. And Jalen Armstead broke off 1 big run. There was 1 big catch and run. 1 play was called back by a holding penalty. He's always shown little flashes. So the running back room at San Diego State looks more impressive than anything else at San Diego State. So that being said, we still got time. He's still got, in essence, 3 weeks, 2 full weeks of practice, and then the week to get prepared for the game against Texas A&M Commerce, which is the opener. They got to get this thing nailed down, because right after that, they get Oregon State and they get Washington State, and the schedule gets really tough once they get beyond Texas A&M Commerce and the home opener. Biggest disappointment to me, could you please explain to me where all the football fans in this community have gone? All the displaced, deposed Charger fans, Aztec alums, they had 2,000, if that was what they had, 2,000 for the scrimmage, with a coach that's got a good resume coming in the front door and the ideology that they're going to throw the hell out of the football. Where are the fans? 2,000. Man, that's gut-wrenching to me. And John Riley says,
first of all, I love this headline. It's a Hacksaw headline. Sean Lewis is on the clock. I didn't go to the scrimmage, but I was reading about it. Now the fans were upset because they closed off half the stadium and they were only be able to sit in the sun and not the shade, which has always been an ongoing controversy. But I remember that there were a lot of other quarterbacks in the system. There was that Kyle Crum kid. There was another young guy whose name I can't pronounce, but who was highly regarded and I think was a redshirt freshman last year. He might have been from Hawaii or
transferred out.
He transferred out.
Yeah.
So there's just been so much movement on that roster. I don't even know who the heck is on the team.
Yeah, it's almost a brand new football team. So at the end of the day, a lot of new pieces with a brand new playbook and a very strange system. It takes time to learn how to run this, but this is not Sean Lewis's first dance. He did this exact same thing last year at the University of Colorado, and prior to that, with lots of changes, he built Kent State into a really good group of 5 program for the 2 years that he was there as head coach. So just give him some space. But I want to know where the football fans are. Somebody respond to me. How come San Diego State does not draw in football? We don't have an NFL team here. So get on Fans Forum and give me a rational reason why there are so many empty seats. You know, we talked last week about their season ticket holders. There's almost 16,000 the day they open Snapdragon Stadium. Their season ticket holder count now is about 8,500. They lost 50% of their tickets, and they've cut their prices twice. Now, they've screwed up over there. They charged enormous amounts of money for a product that wasn't very exciting to watch and didn't win. And now they've tried to get these fans back, and nobody's returned. So where are the football fans who follow me on this podcast? How come this community does not support San Diego State football, especially with the track record, the resume that Sean Lewis is bringing in? And you're right, he is on the clock.
Well, you know, the teams that they're going to play, whether they're Washington State, Oregon State, or the Mountain West teams, they're all going through the same trouble with their roster, right? And they have people having defections and transferring out. So this is almost like a wild card situation. I don't even know how this whole season's going to unfold.
Concur. Everybody's got new faces, new places, and the top 4 veteran coaches in the conference retired after last season. Fresno State was by product of a health issue, but then obviously Brady Hoke left or was forced out. And what happened at Fresno State with Tedford, what happened in Wyoming, what happened to Utah State with the last minute firing of their coach, Blake Anderson. So there's a lot of new faces and a lot of new places. But in the bigger picture, we don't have an NFL team. Where did all those transplanted, deported Charger fans go? Because none of them are going to San Diego State, and the alumni isn't going to San Diego State.
They're all going to Petco Park.
Could be. Okay, good point there. Okay, from one college